This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hello, pet lovers. All right, if you're like me, you have a lot of hair and other junk that's floating all over your house that's impossible to get up. I mean, how do you sweep up hair? We could try to vacuum it, but it doesn't always work. My guest today has an amazing product that makes taking care of your pets a breeze. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Take a bite out of your competition. Advertise your business with an ad in Pet Life Radio podcasts and radio shows. There is no other pet-related media that is as large and reaches more pet parents and pet lovers than Pet Life Radio. With over 7 million monthly listeners, Pet Life Radio podcasts are available on all major podcast platforms, and our live radio stream goes out to over 250 million subscribers on iHeartRadio, Odyssey, TuneIn, Stitcher, and other streaming apps. For more information on how you can advertise on the #1 pet podcast and radio network, visit PetLifeRadio.com/advertise today.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I'd like to welcome Terry Jones. He's the CEO of EyeVac. Welcome, Terry.
Hey, Michelle. Thank you so much for having me on today. Great to be here with you.
So let me ask you, I know I gave a little teaser to my audience about, this amazing product that you have that it makes cleanup so much easier for all of us pet lovers. But tell us, what exactly is the EyeVac?
EyeVac, Michelle, is the first and really only touchless stationary vacuum. And it sounds kind of funny because people are used to touching their vacuum, putting it in the closet, getting it out, plugging it in, rolling it around. EyeVac is really designed for convenience in that you plug it in. It's stylishly designed so that it's always out and always on. It's got a sensor for touchless activation. So whenever you sweep, which everybody has a broom, most people are sweeping, especially with pets, almost every day, you simply sweep the hair or debris up to it. It turns on automatically. It removes the hair and the dust and the debris, even fine particulates. It just suctions it right into a canister and it turns itself off automatically. And so it's actually just a very convenient, ideal product that helps you clean your floors very quickly and easily.
Well, I tried it and I thought it was amazing, especially since Nikki, no matter what I do, spills kibble all over the place. But let's get into, I'm curious about this. What was the thought process in creating the EyeVac? Because you're right, it's kind of strange to not have a vacuum go to the mess. Instead, you're bringing the mess kind of to the vacuum.
Yeah, most people do that today with brooms. And brooms are, quite frankly, even for quick cleans or spills, brooms are what we typically go to clean up. But good question. EyeVac, the genesis of EyeVac was, quite frankly, for hair salons. If you think about your hair salons are cutting hair, falling to the ground all day, every day, tons and tons of hair, much even more so than our pets. And so we developed EyeVac for hair salons because it was just an easy way. A stylist didn't want to spend time cleaning and they didn't want to get their hands down in the hair. They're cutting it off, but once it's on the ground, they don't want to mess with it. So we've sold hundreds of thousands into hair salons around the world. And when people started seeing them in their hair salon, they went, man, that's really smart. And we find that there's a lot of people that love the product, but pet owners in particular, pets shed a lot. Many of our pets do. And so we brought it out of the hair salon. We had pet owners and individuals calling us saying, hey, I want one of these for our home, for their house. So we started making them for the home, and then we've added features over the years. But really, it was just so convenient. And if you see the customer ratings, I mean, we literally have 4.8 and 4.9 star ratings. It's just so convenient. People wanted the same convenience that they saw that their stylist had in the hair salon in their home.
I also noticed with EyeVac that it doesn't just take, hair and little things. And I think it was one of the videos, I think it was on your site. It showed chain being swept up into it. And I mean, how heavy duty is the EyeVac?
Yeah, great question there too. It's very heavy duty. The EyeVac Pet has a 1200 watt motor. It's the same design that we use in hair salons, and it will pick up change. Most old style vacuums, if you put a coin in them, a dime or a nickel, it literally will tear them up or jam them. But the EyeVac will pick up, anything up to almost about 3/4 of an inch. Literally, it'll suck up chains, just about anything you can put up to it because the suction is so strong. And not only does it pick up the hair, but even fine particulate matter, the dander and the dust. That when you sweep typically with a broom and you use a dustpan, there's a lot of dust that kind of comes out up into the air and gets outside the dustpan that you may inhale, but it stays in your environment. With the EyeVac, we actually we vacuum all of that dust matter up. So it'll get the heavy, big pieces, but also fine particulate matter, for people with allergies that are sensitive to dust and dander and those kind of things. It sucks it in there. And then our dual filtration, we clean that air with both a pre-motor filter and an exhaust filter, so it returns clean air back into your home. So you're not only getting the big chunks like you talked about, literally it'll pick up chains and coins and nuts and bolts. We have a lot of people that use them in shops, but it also gets the fine particulate matter that bothers people that you're asthmatic or maybe have allergies and that are sensitive to dust and those kind of things.
Well, I have a couple of those things, and I have cats, which I'm allergic to, but I take an antihistamine and it doesn't always work so great. But how does it pick up the dander? So if you're sweeping, am I right in thinking it picks up the dander that you sweep towards it? Or
absolutely,
that's what's in the air right near it?
Right near it, the vacuum. And so the EyeVac Pro and Pet and Home, it's got an orifice, or it's got an opening that's almost an inch in diameter. And so when you sweep up to it, it literally is sucking air in that's even 7 and 8 and 10 inches away from it. It'll pick up hair that or any of the heavier objects that are 3, 4, 5 inches away as you present to it. But it's also, normally around that sweeping, if you could see it, there's a little plume of dust that occurs around your pile of material that you can see. You can't see that dust, but the EyeVac actually sucks that in. It puts the debris in the canister and it collects those fine particulate matters in the filters. And the filters are lifetime. They're easy to clean. With the canister, you'll find that typically you need to dump the canister every 2 to 3 months. So this is not it's not something you have to do every week. And you can clean that filter every maybe 2 or 3 dumps. You'll literally clean it with soap and water. So there's no bags, there's no filters to replace. It's a one-time purchase. And then it'll literally give you many, many years of service, not only cleaning the big stuff, the hair, the kibble, the kitty litter, pet food, whatever kind of spills you have, but also that fine particulate matter, those dust and allergens that are, just in everybody's home, but particularly in pet owners' homes.
So you mentioned kitty litter. So it's good for cats, for dogs, for just, ferrets, any kind of, I don't think there's any non-fur pets, but Sphinx cats wouldn't really give off dander, but it's good for anything or...
Everything. One of the pet owners that love our product are bird owners. And I love birds, but quite frankly, birds shed. They shed feathers. They also, when they eat, they end up making a pretty good mess outside of their cages. So bird owners in particular love the EyeVac because it'll pick up the bird mess, that the food that drops off and their feathers and the dander that also comes off the birds. And then I might mention we have a new model that we just brought out last year. It's called EyeVac Air. So it's got the vacuum, but it also has an air purifier and deodorizer. So it's a 2-in-1. You literally can put it in like your room with your kitty litter box. It's touchless also, so you can activate either the vacuum or the air purifier by motion, and it'll not only clean the floor, but it'll clean and deodorize the air. It's got HEPA 13 filters and activated charcoal on the air purifier, so you can remove all the odor associated with pets, kitty litter boxes, those kind of things, but also whenever the cat scratches out some of the litter and that kind of thing, or maybe makes a mess with their food, you just sweep it right up. So it cleans the floor as well as cleaning the air.
So if you have messes in a few places, is it easily transportable?
Yes, it is. They're very light. They have handles, so you can move it around if you want to move it from room to room. What we find is most people buy one. Once they buy one, they buy one for, any room that they have that has regular messes. So it's very easy. And typically when you sweep a room, you're going to sweep to one spot in the center of the room, and you're going to pick it up with a dustpan. And in this case, you're just going to sweep to your EyeVac. They're designed very nicely. They come in multiple designer colors. So again, they're always out and always on. The challenge with a lot of vacuums, are heavy, they're hard to move around, so they put wheels on them. You have to plug them in, you have to get them out of the closet, to get them back into the closet. With EyeVac, it's always out, always on. Literally, you sweep to it, it senses the debris, sucks it up, turns itself off, and poof, you're done. It's very quick, very efficient, and much cleaner. It really just does a much better job cleaning the floor.
All right, we're going to take a short break for our sponsor, and we'll be right back. Molly, here's your dinner. Zeus, that's not your food.
Don't let that happen to your precious cat. Elevate your cat's eating experience with the Cat Tree Tray. The Cat Tree Tray keeps your cat's food off the floor and conveniently located on the cat tree. It's the perfect way to eat. It's a beautiful wrought iron tray that easily attaches to your cat tree and keeps dogs and other critters out of your cat's dish. A must for multi-pet households. There's a 6-inch tray for large bowls and a 4-inch tray for smaller bowls. Purchase your Cat Tree Tray today. Go right now to cattreetray.com. That's cattreetray.com. cattreetray.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone. We're talking to Terry, the CEO of EyeVac. So, Terry, this sounds like the magic vacuum that's not quite a vacuum. Before I ask you about some of your amazing customer stories, what about the maintenance? I know you talked a little bit about that, but vacuums, you empty out pretty often. You have to sometimes clean the filters and things like that. What is the maintenance for the EyeVac?
It's very, very low. So this is a canister vac. There's no bags. So when you need to dump the canister, which typically for homeowners, you're going to need to dump it every 2 to 3 months, you literally just remove the canister. I would suggest taking it outside. You take the lid off and dump it in your trash can. When you're using a dustpan, literally when you're walking from your mess to your inside trash can, you're having some of that debris fall out and a lot of the dust and dander and fine particulate matter staying in your home. In this case, our canister is sealed, so you can easily take it outside and dump it. So that's about every 3 months. It's going to take you about maybe 90 seconds to 2 minutes to take it outside and dump it. It's got a pre-motor filter in the canister, and it's a lifetime filter, so it's easy to clean. And it's also got an exhaust filter. You'll want to clean those every 6 months to a year, just with soap and water. It'll probably take about 2 to 3 minutes to clean the filters. So there's nothing to buy. You don't have to buy new filters. You don't have to buy bags, and literally 90 seconds every 3 months and about 3 minutes once a year. And you've got full maintenance on the product. It's very, very simple, very easy, and it's touchless. So when you're using it, you don't even have to touchless. The sensor turns it on, and it also turns itself off after you finish sweeping. So there's really very, very little maintenance on the product at all.
That's wonderful because, as pet owners, we have a lot of maintenance with our fur babes. So to have low maintenance on something that cleans up their mess is kind of nice. What about customer stories? You have any good customer stories you can share with us?
We have a lot of great customer stories. The funny part about this product that we really didn't know when we started was how much people would love it, just because how easy it makes their life. We have pet owners with big dogs. I remember one that has a St. Bernard, 140 pounds. Beautiful dog, wonderful pet. But boy, that's just a lot of hair that comes off this pet. And literally they said they were drowning in their pet's hair. And they're using the product literally every day, almost like a hair salon, if you will. That's probably about like 10 or 20 people's heads. But some pets shed a lot, and the bigger the pet, the more they can shed. I'd say more recently, we've had quite a few cat owners that really like the EyeVac Air because of the dual function. They certainly nobody likes to pick up kitty litter. And we had one lady who actually was allergic, it sounds like you are too, to her cat. But, that didn't dissuade her from loving and taking care of her cat. But the fact that she literally didn't have to get down into the litter and to clean it up. And she also had the air purifier that was removing the dander and the deodorizer that kept the odor out of the air. it was just really life-changing for it. We love our pets and we're going to keep them kind of no matter what, but it sure is nice to have products and things that make our lives easier so we can enjoy our time with them and we don't have to deal with some of the challenges that they cause in our life. So it makes lives a lot easier.
Absolutely. What about, have you had any interesting stories about people talking about their fur babes being scared of the EyeVac? 'Cause some people, some households, you take the vacuum out and you freak out your cats, your dogs and everything because they're so loud. What about with the EyeVac?
We have had a few pet owners that the pets wanted to play with them. And so the EyeVacs they have two different modes. They have touchless, where the sensor activates the vacuum, but they also have manual mode. And that's a great question because we have had people, particularly cats, that wanted to play with it. And they would go up and they would get their paw in the sensor and they would turn it on and jump and run and play. The owners didn't really like that. And so you can put it in manual mode so it doesn't go off automatically. We have had some funny stories. We've had sometimes in a few instances, quite frankly, we've had quite a few people tell us that they've collected things that they weren't intending, such as roaches and even mice sometimes. So the suction is so strong, we've had bugs sucked up into them and mice and things like that. So there are quite a few funny stories. There are things sometimes in your house that you don't even know are there until you open up that canister and you find out that you didn't know those creatures were living in your house.
What about outdoors? Can you use it outdoors or is it indoor only?
You can use it outdoors as long as it's covered. You can't put it out in the weather. It is a plugged-in appliance. The EyeVac Pro and Pet are UL listed for commercial rating, so they're grounded plugs, and you can use them on patios and shops and garages, but you would not want to have them in exposed rain or water, just like any appliance that you plug into 110.
Do you have anything new coming out?
We sure do, Michelle. We just are launching our EyeVac Plus. And the EyeVac Plus, again, is a 2-in-1 product. It's a high-quality stainless steel 13-gallon trash can with a touchless lid. And you'll see those in a lot of different markets. They've been very popular for the last 5 years. But we integrated an EyeVac, a stationary vacuum, into a beautifully styled stainless steel trash can. And it's just selling like hotcakes. People love it because literally you have your 13-gallon trash can with bag with a liner. You've got a touchless lid, so it's beautiful. Looks great in any kitchen or mudroom, things like that. And then in the bottom, integrated into the base of that beautiful trash can is your EyeVac. So you've got a 2-in-1. Both the vacuum and the trash can are touchless, and it makes kind of the perfect appliance to ensure that your big trash as well as your swept matter, your hair and dander all goes right into that vacuum. It's the perfect 2-in-1 product.
Sounds like too good to be true. That sounds ideal. What about anything else on the horizon?
Well, we do have a new product that we're bringing out in 2023. It's off the drawing board. It's in final prepping for production. It is a liftoff EyeVac. And so Michelle, we've been at this for over 20 years. This is a product line who started, as I mentioned, in hair salons, a place where people are sweeping every day, the highest need for sweeping hair there is. And once we got into the home market, our customers love the product, but they always seem to tell us they want new and higher value products. So we do have a liftoff model coming later this year that is battery charged, like a lot of liftoff vacuums that you'll be able to move around room to room. So that's a new one, but we've got a full suite. We've got the EyeVac Home, the EyeVac Pet, the EyeVac Pro, the EyeVac Air, and EyeVac Plus today, and we'll be adding the liftoff. So this is a full suite of products that just literally exceed customer satisfaction. You can see our online reviews, hundreds of thousands, now millions of units sold, and 4.8 plus stars. People just love the product. It's very gratifying when you can build something that exceeds your customers' expectations, and EyeVac certainly has done that.
Well, it sounds great to hear. I know I loved the sample you guys sent. It was amazing. Where can people buy EyeVac, my vacuums?
Great question. They can buy it on our website, eyevac.com. That's EYEVAC.com. They can also buy it on Amazon. Everybody loves Amazon. It's a great marketplace, and you can see our reviews are incredibly strong there. All of our models are there. You can also buy it at Target and Walmart and quite Bed Bath & Beyond, quite a few, most of the better retailers. And then we also sell most of the major hair salon supply stores like Sally's and BSG, those kind of places. So it's in the U.S., it's in most of the major retail markets. It's sold all across Europe as well as Japan and many markets in Asia.
Well, it's incredible. You know what? I think you should come out with a car vacuum next. Because what about your pets in cars?
Well, I understand that one well, and that's a whole different challenge in cleaning. And I'm not sure that one's not on our drawing board yet, but I agree with you. That is a big challenge that needs to be met.
Right, and that's more movable. That's not your model, kind of, but I think it's amazing, and I love the allergy part of it as well, and the kibble. Yeah, what is it with cats and dogs and kibble and cats and litter?
It's exactly right. I mean, cats like to make a mess of their litter box. It's just what they do, and scratching it around, as well as the smell. So, yeah, again, the EyeVac Air, if you've got a kitty litter box, just think of how much easier it's going to be for you to have a vacuum and air purifier deodorizer that you could place next to it so that it'll clean up everything that ends up on the floor, as well as clean and deodorize the air. You know what? Any cat owner understands, the challenges of the litter box. So to be able to solve those two issues in one, easy to use appliance, it's always out and always on. I just think it's a no-brainer.
Absolutely. Terry, thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets and telling us all about EyeVac. I can't wait to see what else you guys are coming out with. And I'll be sure to check out your website. Thank you.
Great. Michelle, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.
What a great show. I hope you all check out the EyeVac. It is really incredible, and it's wonderful if you have allergies or, any kind of asthma, or if you have pets, because there's fur and everything all over the place. This is really an amazing product. So be sure to check out EyeVac.com. I want to thank my guest, Terry, for coming on Best Bets for Pets today. Thanks to my lovely but messy fur crew, Nikki, Charlotte, and Dennis, Molly, and Sammy and Jethro. Although Sammy and Jethro are my outdoor kitties because they prefer it that way, so they're not quite as messy. So thank you guys for all the love you give and all the mess you give. Big thank you to everyone listening to Best Bets for Pets. I so appreciate it. And of course, a huge thank you to my producer, Mark Winter, for making me and my guests sound amazing. Now keep listening. You never know what we're going to have next on Best Bets for Pets.
Let's Talk Pets every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.